This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening. What is up, you guys? Okay, it is time for episode 26 of 10 for 10 podcast. Yeah, I was trying to go for a classic YouTuber. What is up, you guys? I don't get what you're doing right now.
Match my pitch. Hello.
I was trying to harmonize.
No,
Ready? I got my boys. Here we go.
I'm a lady.
Cracking open.
Thank you.
A cold LaCroix. They should sponsor us.
No.
ASMR.
Stop. Get out of their ears. Hi, guys. Guess what? It's my week.
Hello, and welcome back to 10 for 10.
Hi, guys. It's my week.
Oh,
so, Dan,
great. It's a Jess week.
Shut the fuck up. And, guys, just like you guessed it, are my weeks ever really well done and super fact-checked?
Yes.
And different from the previous one that I've done? No, because this is rom-coms.
So today, at work, I got a little...
We're just talking about you now. Okay.
Oh, well, I wanted to save this story to tell you on the podcast. So today at work, I got a little...
eat my Reese egg.
I had a good day at work overall. So in my job, I deal with clients and finding clients and marketing to them, and just marketing in general. And I had quite a good bit of...
I bet I have more fun at my job than you do.
Yes, you do. I had quite a good bit of stuff to do in a short period of time. And I was on my computer just like tapping away after getting on a call. I had another call coming up really soon. I just had to get a lot done. I was really focused on it. And so
Were you singing out loud to yourself?
No, I felt in my stomach.
Oh, God.
A little bit of air started to go. And I just ripped one so loud. I farted incredibly loud. I was just not focused on it at all.
Was everyone in the office?
Basically. Thankfully, my boss has a separate office, so he didn't hear, and he was talking to another employee.
What did your coworkers say?
They didn't say anything, and thankfully the air conditioning was on, so I assume none of them heard it, but... I was just I didn't even realize it,
until after.
I was so in the zone, because, if you're working alone, you don't give a shit if you fart, so I just did really loud, and
after, you're just oh, fuck.
Then I was just
they're gonna have an intervention for you tomorrow.
Thankfully, there was no, it didn't really smell that bad at all.
Thank God.
It's probably because I had a whole bag of carrots at lunch, and they have so much fiber in them.
Rabbit.
That's good.
Have fiber in them?
Yeah, they're really fibrous. Fiber and vitamin E.
I couldn't tell you. I don't like carrots.
I don't have Alexa in here. Where is she?
Guys, it's my week to tell you about my top 10 rom-coms.
So basically what happened at my job could have been a meet cute in a rom-com. But if I was a mid-20 something girl
You're not single.
at a publishing magazine, and I was just so focused that I farted.
It was
and then a guy was like,
I did too.
Most girls would probably hold that in. You're not like most girls.
This is not a fucking
do you rank them by their meet cutes at all?
That's how much I love
that's
them.
an important, but also you haven't seen me Harry Met Sally.
I mean, I didn't write down every detail about these movies because I've seen all of them multiple times. Some of them almost an unhealthy amount, I think, at this point. Just because, it would be on TV a lot, too, and I'd be oh my God, fucking love this movie.
But, edited for TV.
Yeah, but most rom-coms are, PG-13 anyway, so...
True.
What are we really missing?
Sex.
That's barely in these. Anyway, and some of them Daniel has seen, some maybe just a few he hasn't. Actually, I think by now, from dating me, you might have seen almost all.
Wow.
Now, 3 of them, the title of the movie is named after a song that is played in the movie. 3 of them. You will see 2 Emma Stones, 2 Patrick Dempseys. And yeah, so.
2 is
anyway, no, don't.
Maid of Honor on here?
No. God damn, it's called Man of Honor.
Man of Honor?
No, it's called Maid of Honor. I'm kidding.
But isn't it like MADE?
Yes.
Like he's Maid of Honor.
Yeah, but
which makes it sound more like maybe
it's
like
funny because he's in that movie
a medieval
with his
knight
co-star
film
from Grey's Anatomy, Owen, aka Poseidon from Percy Jackson.
Wow.
He plays the Scottish one that she's dating, and that's how I found out that he was actually not American. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck? All right.
Anybody listening to this, please go comment on Miranda Cosgrove's latest Instagram post.
This is bullying.
All right, go on.
Wait, Wait, fuck, are there more than...
You did it.
What?
You finally fucked up on numbering your list. You always get at me.
No, I didn't. Hold on.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
Hold on, 2. Stop.
I wasn't looking.
3. Okay, so this first one is a theme song one. Probably,
oh, okay.
Yeah, I for some reason I was like, wait, did I not remember what this one was? Were there 4? Honorable mention, yeah, actually 2 of them, because they were initially on my list, but then I was like, oh, fuck with this one, fuck with that one. But I didn't, want to make an entire list of honorable mentions. But it would be What's Your Number? With Anna Faris and
Chris Evans.
It's just a funny one.
That's rated R. That's a pretty hard R, too.
Yeah.
They curse a lot, and I'm pretty sure you see Anna Faris's boobies in it.
And, no, I don't think so. And To All the Boys I've Loved Before, just because it is still so recent in my mind, and even though there is a movie in here that is more recent than that, but I've only seen that one time, and also I think if I was in high school it would have made more of an impact on how much I liked it, but since I'm
No Boy would have been good enough for you.
24-year-old. Yeah.
Do you think if you'd seen that in high school before we started dating, you would have started dating me? Or would your expectations been so...
You weren't you weren't an annoying person. Most people. I mean, yeah, but
I can be pretty grating.
You can, but it wasn't in... Okay, that's not right now. Anyway, so number 10, it's a theme song one. It's got
Can't Buy Me Love. Oh.
It's
Reese Witherspoon.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Oh, okay, so you haven't seen this one. All right. So, made in 2002, starring Reese Witherspoon, Josh Lucas, Patrick Dempsey,
Kid
and
Rock,
Candice
though.
Bergen.
What?
That's all summer long, and he samples Sweet Home Alabama in that.
I know.
Sure. Who sings Sweet Home Alabama?
Leonard Skinnerd.
Yes. Do you know why they're called Leonard Skinnerd?
Actually, I don't.
Oh, it's because, I don't know if they all went to school together when they were younger or whatever, but I know that at least one of them had a really, really mean gym teacher who told him that he was not going to amount to anything, and his name was Leonard, and his last name was similar to Skinnerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were like, ha, fuck you. I knew that because in class, I think it was digital video photography or something, we had to do a top 10 something, and I did Hall of Famers. Rock and roll.
Oh.
And so I was like, cool, I'm gonna... No, it was for music. It was with our elementary one.
Yes.
Anyway, so... Sorry, I just died. It starts with a flashback to 10-year-old Melanie and Jake during a lightning storm on the beach, and it's actually Dakota Fanning, guys. And
how old was she at this point?
I don't know, she was 7 or 8, but they were supposed to be 10 years old in the movie. And they're on the beach during a lightning storm, and looking at where the lightning hit sand because it makes really cool crystal and shit like that. And they're looking at it, and it's all lightning never strikes twice, whatever. And then he says that he's gonna marry her someday. And then she's like, why? And he's like, so I can kiss you anytime oh no, she says this to him. Sorry. She says, so I can kiss you anytime I want. And it's really cute because she's doing a little southern accent, and then they give a cute little kiss, and then they get struck by lightning in between. They're fine. Don't worry.
I think it should have just ended there, just a dun.
And then it fast forwards to current day, and Melanie is a fashion designer.
Horrifically scarred, right down the middle of her face.
And she's a fashion designer.
No nose.
Engaged to the son of the mayor, and his name is Andrew. It's Patrick Dempsey, guys.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Patrick.
He doesn't
imagining Reese Witherspoon missing a good portion of her face.
Stop.
And having grown up without it.
So he proposes to her and all, and she's like, yes, but she's still married to Jake because they did end up getting married, right out of high school. But it didn't work out, but she's still married to him because he wouldn't like sign the divorce papers. So she has to travel back to Alabama, and to get divorced and rid herself of that part of her life because she just hates it. It is cheesy 2000s vibe, all the fashion, all the shit. I love it. Oh my god, excuse me, that hurt. Anyway, so he doesn't want to do it because he thinks it's funny. He doesn't want to get divorced. She thinks that he's still like a piece of shit, but turns out he was actually like turning his life around.
He also has a giant scar down the middle of his face.
No, he started his own business and all, and he like still like loves her and wants to win her back, but then he realizes that that's not going to happen, as she's realizing that no, she does still want to be with him, but he's like no, and he signs the divorce papers, and then she turns out forgot to sign them in the middle of her wedding to Patrick Dempsey. The
lightning face voice cucked me, not
clickbait. Up and he's like, Melanie Snowder, you need to sign this, and then she doesn't sign it, and then she rushes to Jake, and then at their little mini reception at a bar, guess what song comes on the jukebox?
Freebird.
Sweet Home Alabama. Anyway, it's super cheesy and it's so dumb, and I love it so much. You get villainous Mayor Candice Bergen.
How many times does James Marsden get cucked on this list?
James Marsden is not in any of the movies.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No 27 Dresses. No The Notebook. Because The Notebook makes me cry, so I don't count it as a romantic
X-Men
comedy. It's not a romantic comedy, The Notebook, because it's just a romantic sad.
Yeah, you're right. It's just a romance film.
Thank you. 27 Dresses. Love. Also, I watched it a lot when I had pneumonia and was stuck in the hospital, and also when I passed out in the hospital and had to stay overnight. So I hate that movie I love it, but I hate it. You know?
Yeah.
It makes me think of hospitals. But yeah, so it's the first on the list with Patrick Dempsey in it. It's the first with the title being a song. I've just always loved this movie. Me and one of my best friends used to watch it all the time because we just kind of had the DVD, and it was one of our few when we were like on vacation together.
Did it make you feel good because you both had also been struck by lightning and were horrifically scarred down the middle of your faces?
Yeah. But also...
Wait, so can we just go back to that lightning strike?
No,
does it come down
they're like
in
right
between them?
No. It hits like right like next to them. So like, it just like looks like it like strikes them, but they still kind of...
I thought you meant it came down right in between the two of them as they were kissing.
No. But his business is like he like makes stuff out of like the lightning strike, like what happens like sand. He like sets up like rods and stuff because it makes glass and like the sand, and then he...
Yeah.
That. It's really cool.
Because a lightning strike produces 1.21 gigawatts of energy. What the hell is a gigawatt?
Anyway. But you've never seen this one?
No.
It is nice and cheesy. It feels very 2000s, like when you watch it. And then also... Like,
no film will be more 2000s than Shallow Hal, which this should be on this list.
Almost on this list. It's so stupid.
Or the one where Ben
Jack
Stiller...
Black is on this list, though.
There's Something About Mary.
No, because I've only seen that movie once. And
Along
it scared
came
me when
Polly.
he zipped
his wee-wee, that's the funny part.
But it's also like part ball.
Yes. He somehow gets the ball above.
Oh my god, it really just like...
That reminds me of that video of the squirrel we saw.
I don't own a penis, but it still hurts me.
The squirrel who got its nuts stuck in a fence.
Stop, I felt so bad. Anyway. But yeah, so that's not on my list either. Are you ready for number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Yes.
Jack Black is in it.
The Holiday.
Yes, in 2006 with Kate Winslet, Jack Black, Cameron Diaz, and Jude Law.
I saw this movie in the theaters.
You did?
Yes.
How old
Go
were you?
on. 10.
Oh.
2006, so it would have been 10. 9 or 10.
There's nothing too awful.
Yeah.
Right?
It's PG-13
So,
film.
Takes place in both England and America, specifically LA, and then like a little English village. I don't know the actual place because I think it was just a made-up town. Anyway, a cottage in the middle of nowhere. So, Two women fed up with love and heartbreak swap houses for the holidays.
Can I read it like an early 2000s? Like
you can't take this.
You can cover it up and I'll read it out.
That's
like
all I wrote.
Like, oh. Okay, then give me the line again.
Oh, two women fed up with love and heartbreak swap houses for the holidays.
Two women fed up with love and heartbreak switch houses for the holidays. It's The Holiday, starring Rob Schneider, rated PG-13.
No. Also, that's funny because Cameron Diaz's character, Amanda, she makes movie trailers in this.
Yeah, I remember because I was in the theater
it has
and
a
then
fake movie with James Franco and Lindsay Lohan.
Because in the middle of the movie, it just like says like this preview, like it shows like the preview thing, and everyone in the theater for a second was like, "Wait, what the fuck? Did it mess up?" And
how do you have another gun? That's one of like the stupid lines. This guy always carried two.
Who else plays like one of her like coworkers? It's like famous people. John Krasinski. Yeah.
And oh fuck, Catherine Hahn.
Yes.
So I remember when I watched it recently, I was like, "What the fuck? What are you doing here?" But they're in it very briefly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cameos.
So Iris, aka
Jess,
Kate Winslet,
smash or pass Catherine Hahn.
Smash.
I respect
She's so
that
cool.
too. Especially, she plays quite a mommy in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh my god.
Yeah. She's been turned into a mommy.
It's very funny because I was going to say I used to confuse her and Melissa Tomei with each other. So when you said in Spider-Man, I was like, no, Melissa Tomei.
Melissa Tomei also.
Yeah.
I saw a meme because the Far From Home trailer came out today.
She's in one of the movies on this list.
Wow. And it was a picture of an anteater, and then it was a picture of Happy Hogan.
Ew. Anyway, Iris, aka Kate Winslet, meets... So they swap houses, whatever, on like this house swapping website.
They basically invented Airbnb before it was a real thing.
So she meets Miles, a composer who worked with Cameron Diaz's ex-husband.
Wait, quick. Did you know that Airbnb
boyfriend
was originally just a real estate?
That's really cool.
Like they just like took pictures for real estates or like.
It's really cool.
Yeah, just a little thing.
A composer, and they also meet an older gentleman, Arthur, who used to be a writer of the films.
Yeah, he like gets an honorary Oscar.
Yeah, they bond, Miles and Iris, over sort of getting Arthur ready to accept this award that he doesn't want to do, but they're like, come on,
it an Oscar?
You're amazing.
No, he has an Oscar.
He has an Oscar. It's the Screenwriters Guild. They want to honor him, and he's like, "No, nobody wants to hear an old man talk." And they're like, "Yeah, they fucking do, man." And there's like a bunch of people there when he goes to accept it. Anyway, so they bond over that. Now, he originally has a girlfriend, but she was cheating on him, and so they kind of bond over
Jack Black.
Broken hearts. Yes, sorry. So they bond over like broken hearts, and then shock. What do you think?
Who would cuck Jack Black?
I know. What a bitch.
By the way, his YouTube channel already has like 2.5 million subscribers, and he's only uploaded like 3 videos.
It's just him and his kids like doing fun stuff, right?
It's a gaming channel.
Oh, nice. Anyway, so they naturally fall in love, but I will say I'm happy that it isn't like a love at first sight thing. They're like legitimately just friends.
It's a natural progression.
It's still only 2 weeks, but I still approve because it's Christmas past New Year's.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Believe in friends.
Now, Amanda, she is a workaholic, and her boyfriend doesn't like her because she never cries. So they break up.
That's weird. That's a weird thing. Doesn't he break up with her at like when she like has like a?
No, it starts out with her like kicking him out.
Oh, what movie is it? Because I feel like it's her, and she gets broken up with by someone while everybody else is hiding in the apartment.
No, you're thinking, oh yeah, What Happens in Vegas?
Yeah, okay.
That's a funny one too. And that's oh fuck, why can't I think of his name?
Ashton Kutcher.
No, the one who's breaking up with her. It's
Is it Justin Theroux?
No, it's like Jason Sudeikis.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like such like a random role. Anyway, so she, while staying at Iris's house, meets Iris's brother Graham, the Jude Law.
Who is going
up drunk, not knowing his sister isn't there, and he's like, "Oh shit, I usually crash here," and then they have sex.
Gracefully going bald.
Yeah, I was okay. In an interview I was watching with him recently when they did like the web searched whatever thing. His hairline is so fucking weird.
Yeah,
like it comes out really far, like right here, and then it like goes. It's weird.
That's how it usually happens for people.
No, it's fucking weird.
But did you know that like people are like 20% more likely to say a man seems more dominant if he's bald?
Ew.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Professor X, what the fuck is
I
that?
can kind of see it. I feel like guys
Patrick
with hair
Stewart? Okay.
seem, more approachable and like nicer. Like if you saw a guy with and without hair, you would probably be more likely to approach the one
used to
with
bald
hair.
people because I have a cousin who's been bald since I can remember. My brother-in-law's bald.
You have a bald cousin?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's the one that used to be a really scary-looking guy with the ponytail. Babysit us and walk us like down the boardwalk and like grunge and everything. But now he's bald. You've met him.
Nice.
You know what my dad said. Anyway.
Right.
So they
That was necessary to keep in, sorry.
But they of course have the struggle because he has 2 daughters. He's a widow. And then also they're like, but long distance, I don't
Mr.
travel
Struggle.
here. You don't travel
Classic.
there. Oh God, what do we do? But
She's rich. She can just move him to LA with his
no,
kids.
he has a job. He's like a book editor.
You can do that anywhere.
Anyway, so the reason that I like it is because there's like believable like love stories. Like you can see like it's not just like
A natural
we met.
progression.
Yes, we met and now we must.
They do bang
like
on the
cute.
first night they know each other.
But then they were told, but they're even like, but like it's just like because, and then like the next day she's like, okay, I'm gonna go back home. Goodbye, and then she stays because she's like, why not? Like, I'm not doing anything else. And then of course they fall in love, and then it gets complicated. Oh fuck! I didn't put it's complicated on this list.
You were just talking about it yesterday.
Well, though it doesn't really end in like a definite happy relationship or anything, which is kind of what I feel like
Romantic comedies don't need to.
I feel like they usually do. It's very cheesy, I would say. Oh, but in England at Christmas, it's really pretty.
It is.
It's
Fact.
very pretty.
England is my city,
It's
and it's great at Christmas time.
anyway. Why
Probably
do you
like the
this
best
one?
place to be.
'Cause I know that you love this movie.
For that reason,
Really?
England at Christmas time is really, it's portrayed nicely.
Kate
It's
Winslet
probably the best since Love Actually. It's got a solid ensemble.
actually isn't on here just because there were like too many love stories that I was like.
And we just talked about it like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago?
3. I don't know.
4?
All right.
3.
Now I watched this next one with you. Number 8. Made in 2017. It is based off of a real relationship with a stand-up comedian.
Oh, The Big Sick.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a good one.
Kamal Nanjiani.
I didn't realize you liked it that much.
Holly Hunter and Ray Romano.
Oh, it's me, Ray Romano.
That's not it. That just sounded,
Kind of sounds like
that was really scary.
it's all
So it's
everybody
based
loves
on the
me.
real love story of Nanjiani and his wife Emily Gordon.
Sorry, I sound
He's
like
a struggling stand-up comedian, as well as an Uber driver, and he is also trying to get his one-man show about growing up in a Pakistani household.
And in Pakistan.
And in Pakistan, like off the ground and like get it.
it's terrible too because it's basically just a lecture about the history of Pakistan.
Yeah, but I
also my Ray Romano impression sounded like Neville from the Potter Puppet Pals.
Yeah, a little bit.
Neville self-destruct.
Anyway, so his parents keep trying to arrange his marriage to a nice Pakistani
That's
girl.
it's like one of my favorite aspects of it is like how whenever he goes over for dinner, like someone just
there.
pops
Oh.
in just in the.
This is my friend's daughter's cousin. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
So weird. And then, so he ends up meeting Emily because she nicely heckles him at one of his stand-up shows because someone else is being mean. So then she like decides to do a nice heckle. And then they start talking and then they hook up and then they kind of are like, this should be casual. Then it stops being casual. But then she finds like the pictures because that's kind of like a thing with all the arranged dates.
Yeah, they leave like a
leave,
calling card basically.
Yeah, a picture and stuff. And she finds all them and like realizes that he's still like is going on like these things. And he's like, but it's just because like my parents. But she's like, no, dude. And then she gets sick.
Yeah, she has an autoimmune disease, right?
Yes, and she goes into a coma. And even though they've broken up, he still like shows up at the hospital literally all the time. He really bonds with her parents, Ray Romano and Holly Hunter.
And then Ray Romano's like, you should give her a chance. Give him a chance.
And at first they don't like him, but then they like really like start to get along. Takes a while. She does eventually wake up. But she's like, you know what?
Spoilers.
They're married. But she's like, we broke up, like, and for reasons. Like, it wasn't just like some stupid argument. Like, it was a good reason. And then a little bit later, the end, and I am telling the entire ending of this because
it's like based on fact, yes. I guess. Bo Burnham is there.
She's at one of his shows and she starts to nice heckle him again. Yeah. That's really cute. So is A.D. Bryant. And who else is in it? There's at least one other. Bo Burnham's in it as another stand-up comedian, not as himself.
As is A.D. Bryant, yeah.
There's somebody else. Another guy. Anyway. But yeah, it's just like, it's a quality one. I really like it because it's like, even though it's a true story, it's still like, it's like funny and like you can like laugh at it because Jesus Christ, like who does this happen to where you start briefly dating someone and they fall into a coma and you're like, you know what? This is it.
I like that movie also because it points out screener movies, which I never realized I did. In the movie, he has like, I think it's Night of the Living Dead is that like the movie that he watches with all like the girls he's interested in to see how they react to it.
Do you have one?
I had one. Well, I had one.
Shaun of the Dead?
No, it was Friday the 13th, part 3 or 4.
We first watched the third one together.
Exactly.
And it was...
I didn't even realize that I would...
just me.
Yeah, no, but I didn't even realize I would do that.
Who else did you watch that with? You were 16 when we started dating.
Let's just move on.
What the fuck? Wow. But like also like I find it funny like when we talk about like exes and stuff because I'm like we were also little teenagers.
Yeah,
so it's not
what's
like
really an ex?
It's not like
maybe 3 or 4 other girls probably.
I think I could name all of them.
Yeah, you probably could, but let's not.
Anyway, I don't have one of those movies because
you're not a weird person who's really into films. By the way, films.
Anyway, I didn't know if I would enjoy that movie, but I ended up, and I really like Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah, he's really underrated. He's like one of my favorite parts of Silicon Valley too.
What else is he in though that I was?
He just pops up here and there.
He really does pop up.
He's been a good correspondent for the Daily Show and stuff in the past.
But yeah, I think he's very funny. And I think it's funny that he's like a stand-up comedian, Uber driver. Like, he's got many jobs.
He's a man. He's a modern man.
And it's like,
although I don't think Uber was a thing when they started really dating.
It might have been like.
So that just probably is a plot device.
But anyway, it was good. I really enjoyed it. And then when you remember that it's like actually a true story, then it's even more like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and I think.
Were the parents as cool as Holly Hunter and Ray Romano? Because Holly Hunter's pretty fucking cool.
Didn't they win an Oscar or something? Or were they nominated together? Because they wrote it together as well. You can look that up while I start on the next one if you want. I forgot that she wrote it with him. But she didn't star in the movie. Yeah.
It was Zoe
Kravitz.
Kazan. And she was really good. I don't see her in much, but I liked her.
Yeah.
She seems like someone that...
Whenever she pops up, she's pretty good.
Yeah, and she does just kind of pop up. Anyway, so number 7.
Oh, wait, I was going to say...
Oh, okay.
Just an update on films based on my last list, which was the top 10 movies of 2018.
Searching to it?
Well, I watched Searching and Black Klansman since then, and both were fantastic. I don't know if I can add them to my list because they're so recent, but I suggest both of them quite a good bit. Searching... they're both different, but they're both pretty funny movies. Well,
Jesus, isn't
Black
Searching
Klansman
really
is pretty funny, and Searching was
intense.
Probably my favorite found footage movie I've ever seen.
I usually hate found footage, but I'm liking those that are on like
really
screens
dislike
more
them
because
generally.
my head doesn't like. I hate found footage because it just gives me a headache, and then I can't enjoy any part of the movie.
It takes a concept that was introduced in Unfriended and actually does it really well, and it even
Unfriended didn't bother me. Like, I'm not saying that I love the movie, but. It was found footage, but like I could track everything. Like I wasn't having to be like...
Yeah, it comes off as less as a gimmick and more of a solid storytelling device because the movie starts with like Windows XP starting because he's making the first profile for his daughter when she's like 5 on there. And then it like tells the story of like the mom getting sick through like calendar things. Like at one point it's like the daughter adds mom comes home to the calendar and then she moves it to a later date. And then eventually she just right clicks and deletes it. And then it shows the dad going through pictures of the mom to put on
really
sad. It's like the saddest opening since Up, I think.
I was going to say, but if you don't say Up, then did you find out if she co-wrote it?
She definitely did co-write it. I was just looking it up to see if it was... up for any
Anyway.
awards list.
Yeah, so go watch those other 2 movies. Excuse me. Oh, and I also just watched A Simple Favor, and while...
It was nominated for Best Original Screenplay, but I think it lost to Get Out,
Okay.
right?
And also, I recently, this past week, watched A Simple Favor with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it's like, you can't quite figure out what, like, tone the movie is. It's like, it's funny, but it's also, like, suspenseful, but it's also, like, it's just a wild ride. It's like a mystery, and I kind of liked that about it. So I think you have to be ready for, like, a not quite knowing. Dan just mouthed to me that he farted.
At least
Sorry,
it was quiet.
That a secret?
I wasn't concentrating on something too hard.
Number 7 was from 2018.
The thing was, when I did it, I was, like, knowingly doing it. I just did it, but I didn't think about anything. I was just like...
Anyway, number 7, it's from 2018. It's a modern-day Cinderella.
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Yes.
Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes, it is.
I almost said Big Little Asians.
Crazy Rich Lies. Anyway, so from 2018, starring Constance Wu, Henry Golding, who's also in A Simple Favor. That's what I thought of it. Gemma Chan, Awkwafina. I love Awkwafina so much. She's so funny. Have you ever listened to her song, My Badge?
Probably.
It's really good.
My badge, my badge, my badge, my badge.
My Band.
My badge. Yeah.
By Eminem. Anyway, so it is like a modern day Cinderella without the talking animals. And
It's
like,
by D12.
They actually already know each other. They don't meet and then this shit happens. Like, they've known each other. They've been dating.
There's no meet
year.
cute in this film.
Yeah, but they're still cute.
And she's a grad student or already
She's
a
a
professor?
teacher. She's a professor of economics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Nick was born into an extremely, extremely wealthy family, but he kind of keeps that under wraps with, I just forgot her name. Oh my god, what did I do? Where is it? With Rachel.
Rachel.
He invites her to go to Singapore for his best friend's wedding because he's in it. And when she gets there, she like is like slowly finding out, oh shit. Oh my god. They're really rich. She thinks like, oh, you're just rich. Okay, so like you're really rich. Oh my god, do you like own this entire island basically? And that is it.
That movie did a very good job of being like
all the covers
a solid.
Are good.
Oh, I was going to say a solid tourism ad.
Oh my god, yeah, it made me want to go there so fucking bad, but I didn't feel like that's what the movie was made for, you know?
That and Mamma Mia, both very good tourism movies.
So she gets like submerged into the lifestyle he grew up in. There are mean girls who are just kind of mad because she doesn't have money, so she shouldn't be with Nick like they should, blah, blah, blah. There's a few nice ones in the bunch. She has 2 cousins.
There's like one nice one.
There's 2.
Oh, yeah, it's 2 cousins, yeah.
Yeah. God.
I was talking about girls, though.
No, but also the one guy. And also the one who's getting married to his best friend. She's not bad. She's just superficial. She's not mean, though.
Yeah.
Her friends are all mean. So everyone's, like, really jealous and just, like, nasty. His mother does not approve. Surprise, surprise. And it turns out when she wanted to marry her husband, the grandmother, she didn't approve either. So it's like, bitch, where do you get off saying that Rachel doesn't deserve Nick? Anyway, and I don't want to give too much away because it is, like...
There are some twists and turns.
Frisch. Still pretty frisch. Oh, it also is from Community, Ken
Jeong.
Yes, and he's very funny.
And also, in a post-credit scene, which I didn't see, it has what's-his-face from Glee. The one that Jenna Oshkowitz dated.
You're trying not to say the one who's
Matt.
Asian. No. Oh, that's his name in the show.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't his name in the show.
Mike?
Yeah. Oh my god, I know his name. I know his name. Because I really like him. And then he was mentioned in some Step Up movies.
So he's apparently going to be in the sequel, if they make a sequel. Because there are 2 books after the first one. I think it's a trilogy. So
he's currently on that. Fuck.
Shadowhunters.
Thank you. Though I think that show is getting like...
Canceled?
Yeah. I think it
Rip.
was.
Was it? Quick break to
Sorry,
Google
guys.
if Shadowhunters had been
What the fuck fuck is his name?
Canceled. Yeah.
Harry Shum Jr. I was
There
going
you
with
go.
Henry. My God, because Henry Golding. Anyway, so I don't want to say like everything that happens at the end because, like I said, it's still within like a year of being released, but it's just really good. It is beautiful. The love story is gorgeous. The scenery is gorgeous. There are so many beautiful covers of songs that are gorgeous, and I love it. And everyone should go watch it because it's beautiful.
Shadowhunters has been canceled at Freeform. Will end with 2-hour finale airing in spring 2019.
Okay.
12 episodes. Go on.
Okay. There we go. That's okay. So number 6. It is the first Emma Stone one on the list.
Easy A.
Yes, 2010.
Nice.
See, I knew that you would be able to
Is the
guess
other one
this.
Zombieland?
No, because that's like a horror.
Did you know that was directed by the guy who directed Venom? Sorry, Nem Nem.
Anyway, 2010, starring Emma Stone, Penn Badgley, Stanley Tucci, Amanda Bynes.
Yes.
I'm just giving a few. Also, Ali Mashaka.
It's the Tooch at his best in this film.
God, no, his best is Devil Wears Prada.
The Devil Wears Prada. Did you know that's being made? Did you know that that's being made into a musical?
Oh, I don't like that shit at all.
Yeah. I think someone famous is starring it. No, Elton John's doing the music for it.
Because, like, if Miranda sings it all, then it's just going to ruin it. She should be, like, the one that does not sing.
Yeah, but Elton John does good musicals. So,
Yeah.
Aida, The Lion King,
Name more.
Romeo and Juliet.
Did he really?
That's basically a jukebox musical of
God.
Elton John songs. Yes.
So it's inspired by The Scarlet Letter. It is not like a telling of it, but it just like the story is inspired by it.
It draws
There is one
from.
in this that is like based on a specific story. You'll probably figure that one out too. So it's about Olive, aka Emma Stone. She tells her best friend Rhiannon that she couldn't hang out the weekend like with her weird family because she was going on a date with like a college guy. She ends up telling her that she like had sex because that's what her friend thinks. And super religious Marianne, Amanda Bynes, overhears, and the rumor gets spread all over school. So she gets like slut shamed and all. And she's like, you know what? If they're gonna think I'm a slut, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna dress like one. And she's just like owning it.
She puts a red A on her.
No, that's not yet, honey.
Oh.
She's just like owning it in like more scandalous outfits. And then a friend who is in fact gay but doesn't want to be like bullied anymore asks her kindly if she would pretend that they had like sex so that he could just like stop being tormented and stuff. And she reluctantly agrees. So at like a party they like pretend. And then a bunch of people of like the nerdy guys, the outcasts, start asking her if they would do like the same, not necessarily like sex, but something along the lines. So they pair in like gift cards and like money, whatever. And
Money.
when her best friend calls her a whore, that she decides she like puts a red A on all of her outfits because she's like, you know what? Fuck you.
Ha 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 ha.
Fuck you. So she acts like everything was true. And then it starts to get really out of hand. Her ex-best friend joins like the super religious Marianne, and everyone starts hating her because they're just like blaming her for being a whore when she's actually not doing anything. And it's turning awful, and she's like feeling terrible. And then she goes on a date with like a friend, and she thinks it's just like an actual regular date, but then he just thinks that they're gonna have sex, and she's like, no, like I'm not actually having sex with you for money. But he's like, no, like we'll do that. And she's like, no, get the fuck away from me. Then her old crush from elementary school, Todd Penn Badgley, swoops in and is like, I believe you. Like I don't think, even though she hasn't like tried to like come outside, he's like, I don't think that you actually did anything. I think like you're like lying for everyone because she lied for him in elementary school by saying that they did kiss at like a party, but he wasn't ready to kiss anyone yet. And he's like, I still like you, Olive. And she's like, fuck Penn Badgley, fuck. No, that was just me watching it.
So he's supposed to be like the Dimsdale of the movie.
What?
In the Scarlet Letter. That's like.
Oh my god, I was just thinking of Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Like Doug Dimmadome, the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yeah, he like dies or something in the book. I can't remember
Anyway,
too much about what happens.
so he helps her to get the school's attention at a pep rally, and so that
Because
she
he's
can
the
tell her-
mascot.
Yeah, he was previously the Blue Devil,
He's a beaver now.
He was Blue Devil Todd, and then he was Blue Woodchuck Todd because they changed the woodchucks. But then he goes back to being that. He's also Lobster Todd when he's working at the restaurant. He's just great.
Is it supposed to be like Red Lobster? Shout out.
I think so.
Julie.
Anyway, so he helps get like the school's like attention so that she can make an announcement that she'll be like on like a podcast doing something, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Podcast.
But then it's sorry,
like a
live
vlog?
Stream. Yeah, it's like a live stream, but it's live.
Well, live streaming before live streaming was like
she's telling just like the entire story of telling all the truth and stuff, and it ends with a really iconic scene that's beautiful with her and Todd.
Lit straight from the movies.
I was gonna say that I'm not gonna say because I'm gonna say it later.
I thought so.
In a different movie, because it was taken from another movie. Because she's like, I just want my life. Why can't it just be like specific
a rom-com
ending scene? No, she literally says the exact thing, so I can't say it, and that's why he shows up there. Guys, I'm really sorry. That one was really tough to explain. Anyway, I love it because I love Emma Stone.
She is very funny.
Except for that one movie.
Aloha?
Yeah. But you know, she sort of tried to apologize.
She apologized for it at the Golden Globes.
But still. Anyway, glad she at least feels bad about it. I don't think Scarlett Johansson feels bad about anything. But anyway, still not okay.
By the way, guys, it's just been announced Scarlett Johansson will be playing me in an adaptation of my life. So there's that.
But at least you're like white.
Yeah. It could have gone to a very nice young man.
Okay.
But no, Scarlett Johansson's going to be playing me. Great.
Anywho, I've just always loved it, and I loved the cast. It was a very, like, excuse me, the parts of, like, the parents, it's just, like, very sarcastic and stuff, and I think that's what I like. It's a very sarcastic movie. I like the jokes.
It's like...
it shines a light on just because somebody did something, it gives you no reason to judge what they're doing in their private time. Like, fuck off.
It's like Juno, except it hasn't aged horribly.
Yeah.
In terms of its snappy dialogue.
Yeah. It's a little bit more poppy.
Yeah.
But yeah. But also it kind of tells you, like, fuck whoever you want. Don't let anybody tell you what not to do. I couldn't think of how to phrase it. But no, it just kind of tries to shut down slut shaming.
Yeah.
Which is very nice. I approve. That was my stamp.
You just hit the table, Jess.
I could have hit you. The microphone.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
Thank you for not doing that.
Now, funny that this next one is what the ending of the previous one is from, and it's the second theme songer, except this theme song is played at the very beginning. Can't buy me love.
We've already talked about this on the podcast.
And it's also the second Patrick Dempsey one.
Episode 5, I believe.
Wow. But anyway, yeah, it's the second Patrick Dempsey, except this time he is the dude who ends up...
yeah, he's the main character.
...doing it. So it stars Patrick Dempsey and Amanda Peterson from 1987. Ronald Miller is a nerd.
I don't know if you have to go through the whole plot. We've already discussed it.
So he pays her with the money that he saved for, like, a telescope to pretend to be his boyfriend, his girlfriend, because she needs the money because she ruined her mom's suede outfit that she wasn't supposed to be wearing because red wine spilled on it. Anyway, he starts to become a real jerk. She starts to fall for him, and then when she tells, like, her feelings, he kind of, like, brushes her off, and then eventually she lets out, like, the truth. They do end up together. We talked about this one before. Mm-hmm. And it ends with them riding off in that classic driving off into the sunset with a cowboy hat on a lawnmower. Which is exactly how the last one ends. No cowboy hat, though.
Is it based off a Shakespeare play? It seems like it's, like, based off a Shakespeare play.
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always just been one of my favorites, and it's weird because loving Grey's Anatomy, when I, like, first started watching it, I didn't realize that that was both Patrick Dempsey. It never clicked in my head because he's just such, like, a little skinny boy. And
he is very weedy in that movie.
Yeah, he's
pretty small.
He's just weird, but I love him. Did you just toot again?
Maybe I did. Let's just go on with the show.
I always loved it. I think it's great, and it's kind of like you don't need to change yourself. You don't need to make other people think you're popular. You're already popular in your friend's heart.
Do what you wanna do.
And also one of the best theme songs ever.
Just make sure that what you
Can you
want to
sing it?
do is cool and popular with everyone else.
Next one is the second Emma Stone one from 2011, and it's got the goose.
The Goose.
Crazy Stupid Love and Melissa Tomei.
I was going to say La La Land 2049.
Fuck
With
off.
Driving in the Pines.
Do you think I would actually have La La Land on here? Guys, if you ever think that I like La La Land, get fucked.
Yeah. I like this movie, but it's not the Goose at his best.
Crazy Stupid Love?
Because the Goose is at his best when he is a lonely, sad boy.
No, he's so judgmental.
With synthwave in the background.
He gives like the best looks in this one. And you know it.
True.
Anyway. So, 2011, starring Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone. This is her second one. Julianne Moore, Melissa Tomei, and Kevin Bacon. Melissa Tomei is only a short few scenes, but I still love her. She plays like the teacher.
Yeah, I remember.
So, after Emily, Julianne Moore tells Cal, Steve Carell, that she cheated with
David Lindhagen,
Kevin Bacon, her coworker, they separate. And Cal has to rediscover his life as a single man with the help of ladies' man Jacob, who he befriends at a bar while he's drinking all sad, and Jacob is like, oh my fucking god, who is
What does
this
he
guy?
keep drinking?
I don't know, but he's drinking out of like a very tiny straw, and
Is it mojitos?
Like, maybe. Ryan Gosling is like, please stop. You look like you're sucking on like a tiny penis. And he's like, oh, you're sucking on a tiny penis.
I like that movie because their dynamic works well, and everybody, you can identify with both of them because at some point in your life you've been both of them when it comes to a friend.
Anyway.
Like you've been the really inexperienced Steve Carell, but then at other times you're like the what the fuck are you doing Ryan Gosling kind of.
So he helps him to move on and to be a better man. But is he really? He's just sleeping with a lot of ladies and being meaner. Meanwhile, Jacob is falling for Hannah, aka Emma Stone, a law student
Who's dating Josh Groban at the beginning.
Oh my god, fuck yeah, it is Josh Groban. Anyway, and Robbie, Emily and Cal's young son, is falling for the babysitter Jessica, who's actually in love with Cal.
Yeah.
It's wild. And chaos clearly ensues. Turns out Hannah was Cal and Emily's oldest daughter, so that doesn't go over too well.
What?
The most amazing confrontation, whatever scene in, I believe, any movie. Are you okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I just heard people yelling outside.
Like any movie, and it's just amazing. Everyone needs to just go watch for one scene.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and I like movies where it ends up that like everyone's slightly like everyone's like connected sort of without like knowing until what? That's your daughter? That's why you got married right out of high school? Because she was pregnant.
Gregnant.
Chaos ensues. Oh, my last bullet point is just David Lindhagen. Anyway, it's very funny and happy endings happen. Clearly not for Jessica and Robbie because she is his babysitter.
She does give him a nude though.
Yeah, and he's like, boy. Anyway, it's just a very funny movie. I think it's more of the comedy of the romantic comedy list.
Yeah.
But there is romantic.
It's comedy stems from romantic feelings.
There's a Dirty Dancing lift in it.
Yes.
Yeah, there is. Ryan Gosling he does lift Stone, but apparently she had like a panic attack. The first time that they tried to do it, she tried to like claw his eyes out because she had like a flashback to falling off of the uneven bars in like gymnastics when she was little. I saw the interview, but yeah, she had like a panic attack when he tried to lift her and then was like, oh my god. So yeah. Number 3 from 1987. It is. Are you okay? Starring Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, Overboard.
This movie's kind of creepy though.
I realize that, but I've loved it for years, and I just kind of. It's one of those movies that I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
Go on.
I still haven't seen the remake.
I've heard it's awful.
Yeah, I expected nothing less. Yeah.
Nothing less or nothing more.
Whatever. So there's this heiress bitch named Joanna. Joanna Staten, to be clear. And she's married to bitch boy Grant Staten the third.
Is this
Who's the grandfather from Gilmore Girls. Anyway, so she is extremely superficial and looks down on everyone else, like, who isn't at her level. And she fires the handyman Dean and refuses to pay him because he used a different type of wood than she wanted, even though she didn't specify when he was, like, building a new vanity or something on her boat.
It's Kurt Russell.
Dean. Right? Yeah.
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 He didn't state that it was Dean.
Sorry.
It was Kurt Russell.
Anyway, so then he's like all pissed. She ends up actually pushing him overboard. Turns out that night, though, she falls off overboard and gets amnesia and doesn't know who she is. And then he sees her on the TV, and so does Grant. But Grant sees that she doesn't really remember anything and decides to leave her there like the little bitch boy he is. And then, no, it's not okay that Kurt Russell does this.
Grant is such a beta cuck boy.
And so he sees that she's on TV. And it's like, if anybody knows who this woman is, please, like, come. And so he goes, and he's like, that's my wife.
That is an alpha move. That is pro-alpha. This movie is Grant? It's the Virgin Grant versus the Chad Dean. Exactly that.
Anyway, so he takes her home. Because she's convinced, too, because, like, he saw, like, that she had, like, a birthmark on her, like, butt. Because she, like, accidentally, like, flashed it when she was yelling at him or whatever. Or he, like, walked into her room while she was getting changed. And so, like, he proves that he is married to her by saying that. And she, like, checks him and is like, oh, my God. And so she believes. He has 4 sons because he was widowed. And so she starts to, like, help raise them.
He's a widower.
Thanks. And
anytime.
She's, like, struggling hard. She struggles to funk.
What?
You don't watch Queer Eye, I forget.
No, I don't.
Bobby is struggles to funk. It's struggling to function. So she's slowly adjusting and actually starting to get comfortable with them. She starts to, like, love these children that she thinks are hers. So that does kind of suck. And then her and Dean start to fall in love. And then eventually Grant, like, gets, like, yelled out by Joanna's mother because she's like, go find my daughter, blah, blah. And he shows up and she suddenly, like, remembers everything. And so she's angry, obviously leaves with Grant. When she gets back to the boat, she's, like, really, like, nice. She's different. And she realizes what an awful person she used to be. She's realizing what an awful person Grant obviously is. And she finds out that he left her at the hospital. And then she reunites with Dean and the children and happily ever after. Excuse me.
Nice finale.
So it does end up with a happy ending. And there's, like, a story about a lighthouse keeper or tourist or something like that. It's in the middle of it. And so it kind of becomes, like, their thing.
Is it Aquaman?
No. Closer.
Dun, 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 dun.
So I know that by today's standards, this movie is kind of fucked up.
It is pretty creepy when you think about it.
But also, this is how they met.
Oh, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love them.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
2 very successful children. Not with each other, but, you know, they raised them.
They do have a child together.
But, like, the 2 successful ones are not.
Well, the most is hers. Sorry, Kurt Russell, but Kate Hudson.
Hey, Wade Russell. Wade, right?
Who?
His son. The one that was in Black Mirror and is in that show.
Definitely not Wade.
He's in that show. It's about, like, a secret society, and he accidentally joins it. Wyatt Russell. Sorry.
And he has, like, a crooked jaw. It's really cute.
On to number 3.
That was number 2.
What?
Yeah. Did I skip anything? No, I didn't.
What was number 3?
Overboard.
Yeah, so we're on to number 2.
Yeah.
No. Oh, you just said it was number 2. I was like...
No, you said on to number 3, and I said that was. All right, number 2.
Breakfast.
From 1999. Based on The Taming of the Shrew.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Not a theme song. The theme song of that one is...
I want you.
Did not see you crying.
That's a solid movie. I
did not see you crying.
Identify a lot with
Cameron.
I almost said Neil Patrick Harris. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So, Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Larissa, and I can't quite say her name, it's Oleanic, but it's like...
There's a dick on my face, isn't there?
So it's based on Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare. Do you know him?
Yes, I do.
Do you know him? And we actually saw that show, and I, for once, was like, I am not confused by Shakespeare at fucking all.
I was thinking today, I've seen a lot of Shakespeare plays, and I didn't even realize
everyone that we went
it.
with was kind of like, what's that going on? And I was like, that's Kat, that's Bianca. Like, come on, guys, it's so easy. Like, let's go. It was so obvious what was happening to me.
And you were able to identify the characters because of the quotes from the movie, like, because if some weren't named the exact same as they were.
And also because you could just tell.
Like, you identified who Cameron was because of the I
can never remember it, but when I hear it, I'm like, oh, just quite love it. You cute little babby. He was such a little baby on this one.
Yeah.
So I wrote a little. So Cameron loves.
I've seen that because I was thinking today because another good podcast called Book Cheat is doing Hamlet. So I've seen Taming of the Shrew. I've seen Hamlet. I've seen Much Ado About Nothing. I've seen 2 productions of The Tempest.
What was the one that we saw in the park?
Was it The 12th Night?
Yes.
The one where the guys.
There was like a wedding.
No, The 12th Night is the one that She's the Man is. It was Love Slavers Lost.
Yes.
The one that
the Man is based
had a sequel that wasn't never released.
Yeah.
And that's what the plot of the Doctor Who episode is about.
Oh, so Cameron loves Bianca. Bianca loves Joey. Joey pays Patrick to take out Kat. Kat hates everyone, and she used to date Joey.
Why does she have to pay her?
Because Bianca is not allowed to date until her older sister Kat dates, and Kat hates everyone. And she's labeled the, like, horrid, horrendous bitch, but really she's just, like, pretty normal. She's, like, a feminist.
She's got a pretty sweet...
She has standards.
Bedroom, if I remember rightly.
She has, like, standards, and she has black panties. That's, like, a big thing. And Cameron's like, what does that mean? And she's like, it means she wants to have sex someday. And he's like, can I see your bedroom? It's so creepy. I love it. Anyway, so... Cameron and his friend, who I actually forgot to write down his name, my fucking bad.
He's in so many things.
I mean, the character, too.
Fucking hell.
Okay, it's William. No, because he is supposed to be like William Shakespeare in the show, in the movie.
Isn't
his character is not supposed to be a specific one from The Taming of the Shrew. He's just supposed to be.
But
like,
he does have an analog in The Taming of the Shrew, like. He has one.
But I'm saying his character is not based off of any specific character. He's just supposed to be... Oh, it's Michael. David Krumholtz.
Yeah, he's great.
Anyway, so his character is just kind of like he just kind of like gets everything rolling. So he talks to Joey for Cameron because Cameron is so in love with Bianca, even though he's really said 2 words to her. And he convinces Joey that someone needs to date Kat so that Joey can date Bianca. And since Joey has money from his modeling career, he convinces Joey to pay Patrick, the scary bad boy, Heath Ledger, looking fucking amazing in this movie, I might add. Just a baby boy. Baby.
And he like kind of has his Australian accent, but also like doesn't.
No, he does. He says that he grew up in Australia. It's a thing. It's a thing. Anyway. Whoa. So convinces Joey to pay Patrick, but then Cameron and Michael like let Patrick know that it's really their plan. So he's like, okay, like whatever. What is this? He says the best quote, what does this girl have beer flavored nipples? And I just remember as a child being like, oh my word, what is that? And so he tries to take Kat out. She's like, no. Tries, and then eventually gets her to like go like on a date. And Bianca is then allowed to date. She does eventually find out about the money since she's like obviously angry, and everything happens. Cameron is pissed because the second that like Bianca's allowed to date, she immediately starts ignoring him, even though she kind of implied that she would date him. And then she realizes what an ass Joey is, and just like a craziness, and it's beautiful, and it is. Even though it's, yes, the end of the 90s, it is still, it's like the perfect 90s, 2000s, like, mix of clothing, weird shit, music, all of that. What are you looking up?
No, keep going.
No, what are you looking up?
I was just looking at, like, the, references to Shakespeare in this movie. It's I burn, I pine, I perish. That's the line.
I know it was I perish. I just couldn't remember. Yeah. When he said it, I just went, oh, damn, that's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
And there's Petruchio, and they go to Padua High School, which is where it said Padua, Italy, which is where Pippin goes to school.
Pippin?
In Pippin.
What other parallels are there? Cat is...
Their surname is Stratford, which is where Shakespeare was born.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine and Bianca are both named that in the play. Oh, wait, shit. Oh, the screenwriters also wrote She's the Man. So they did both of them.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
I really like Shakespeare.
And his first surname is
She's
Verona.
The Man was almost on here. Yeah.
And that's
Patrick
where Petruchio
Verona.
is from in the play.
Yeah, Patrick Verona. What else? What else you got? I've watched like all the behind the scenes and the making of. Like several times. I really fucking love this movie.
And then Lucentio is the character that Cameron is based off of. And he disguises himself as a tutor named Cambio. Mm-hmm. So Cameron, Cambio. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
All right. I just realized that I said all of that without actually looking at my list. Yeah, I think I said everything.
All right. Number one. What is it?
Well, no, the reason I love it is for some reason I connected with Cat so much because, you know, when you're like a kid and you're like, yeah, I'm angry too. Thanks music. Thanks movie. I was like, yeah, Cat. Fuck the world.
I just realized Just Friends hasn't been on this list.
No.
Motherfucker.
That one is more modern day fucked up. Why would you do that?
I like doing it.
At least Overboard was when it was like...
Well, he realizes the friend zone is a stupid concept in the movie.
Not until the end when she's like, I do want to be with you. And then he's like, never mind about the friend zone because now we're together.
Yeah, whatever.
Though it does have
but it's a good movie.
The best
it's pretty
song.
Funny.
Forgiveness is more than
Maybe we can get like Bono to come
sorry.
in and he's like all Bono-y, like forgiveness is the way.
Forgiveness every
What about
day.
Up an Octave? Forgiveness. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, that's the one with the brother that I think looks like Thomas Middleditch when he's the weird filter.
Yeah.
Anyway, the final one is the last theme song one. It is from 1996.
She's the Man.
No.
That isn't on
I've
this
spoken
either.
of this movie, but you've never seen it, but I have talked about it many times.
That girl
It has
was
who my mom said that she's going to marry,
queen.
and also who my dad is going to marry. Did you think of Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen?
Maybe. George Clooney.
Uh-huh.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes, so what's the movie? Do, do, do. Na, 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 na. One Fine Day.
Oh, I don't. I would never have gotten that.
But
I've never even heard of this movie.
I've told you about it many times. Because it has a young Mae Whitman in it.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you already talked about this on the podcast in the Rewatchable.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little bit disappointed in you.
because I sung One Fine Day in the Emerald City.
But I just...
when you did.
So I'm not going to go over too much. Melanie is the mother of... Sammy. Jack is the dad to Maggie. They miss the ferry for the field trip, and it's all Jack's fault, actually. It really is. And so they both have very busy days at work, like big things happening, so they kind of swap who's watching the children. Chaos. They lose a child at one point because Mae Whitman likes cats, and so she follows a cat into a store. What a fucking idiot. They start to, like, flirt. Are they? But you don't know. And then there's a soccer game that they have to get to at the end, and Michelle Pfeiffer is like, you know what, boys, to her business partners, I love my son, and he's waiting so patiently for me right now, and he's making funny faces, and he might miss his final soccer game. I gotta go.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken
and
nugget.
it ends with George Clooney and Mae Whitman show up at their apartment because they realize that they never replaced the school fish that they killed. Yeah. And so they do that because it was supposed to be Sammy's turn, and so then she's like, oh, like I could put... So the kid's like watching Wizard of Oz in the back, and they start to like kiss, and then she's like, all right, like give me 1 second, goes to the bathroom, and it's like doing her hair, doing like makeup, all. She comes out and he's passed out on the couch. She falls asleep next to him, and the kids are like, should we wake them up?
Ew.
And you hear Wizard of Oz in the background.
One fine day in the Emerald
It's just really
City.
cute.
So
I love them.
There's a wizard.
Who's your type? Are you a George Clooney type or a Brad Pitt type?
I don't know.
If you had to choose, who do you think is more attractive? You're allowed to think that they're attractive.
Each has good qualities, but I mean, have you seen Brad Pitt in Fight Club?
Indiana Jones, Han Solo.
This is my test that I administer on
George
people.
Clooney and Brad Pitt one. Because mine's George Clooney, which is also why Indiana Jones is also my choice.
Yeah, so you like to go for the clean cut nerd.
Yeah. Is that why you keep choosing? But what's your choice? Because I don't think Brad Pitt is
I like
all
Brad
that
Pitt.
shit.
I think he's a good actor.
Not for skills, for looks.
Yeah, I said Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Have you seen him in Fight Club?
Once.
He is insane.
I saw
in that
something
movie.
funny, and it was like, guys, all right, new first rule of Fight Club: don't let me fight my fucking imagination, guys. And I was like, oh,
Whoa! Spoiler!
how old is that movie now?
1999.
Okay, it's 20 years too late.
It's pretty edgy too.
Yeah, it has Helen Bonham Carter.
So why is this number one? Why is this better than all the others?
I think I watched it when I was little, with my mom a lot, and so I've just always known it. I've always loved it. It's really cute and cheesy. The kids are always cute, and I liked that it was I don't know, it's just a fun movie, and it's wild. You get invested in everything, and I'm little Mae Whitman with the fucking cats. She does it twice. She does it twice, except at least once they're in an office.
And I'm upset.
Why? What did you want to be on the list?
100 Days of Summer was not on this list
because you love that movie and I don't.
It's such an important movie.
I don't like that movie.
It deconstructs romantic comedies so well.
Happy movies though.
It is happy in the end.
No, but you know what I mean.
True. That's a good it's a good deconstruction of a romantic comedy.
Yeah, so it's not. I wouldn't say it's a romantic comedy.
They came together.
That was gonna be on my honorable mention. God damn it! I started to watch that recently because it was on somewhere. Was it on here?
I don't know, but that's
oh my god, that movie's so fucking stupid with her candy store.
What about Baby Mama? Again, Amy Poehler.
That's not a romantic comedy. I don't think so. I mean, it is, but it's more about the friendship.
It is
between Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. And Hillary Clinton and Sarah Palin. And has some of the best lines. And me and my cousin used to just yell at each other.
All right, so that wraps up this episode of Shen for Shen.
Thanks.
Xie. Thank you for listening. That means thank you in Chinese. I remember that from Sagwa, the Chinese-Japanese cat.
Okay.
If you liked this, be sure to follow us on Twitter. We are at 10for10pod there. Like us on Facebook, 10for10 podcast. Follow us on Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get podcasts. Be sure to leave us a nice review on iTunes. That really helps. But what helps the most is
send
just
us a message to boost our self-esteem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can email us at 10for10pod@gmail.com. But as I was saying, what helps us the most is if you just suggest this to your friends. If you guys have a long car ride, you'd be like, hey, mind if we just
like a long car ride?
No, if you have a long car ride, or you're on the train together for a bit, or you're just hanging out, you don't really know what to do, you can be like, hey, you should check out this podcast that I listen to. It's pretty funny. Or don't. I can't tell you really what to do. You're an autonomous being.
You could do what our friend did. Her friend really likes Grey's Anatomy, so she naturally showed her the first Grey's Anatomy one.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to go a little bit more. I have the next episode, and I'm definitely trying to do something that's not related to video games or movies or TV or anything. I
don't have many interests outside of those, so I'm sorry.
I'm either going to do cryptids or...
You've been saying you were going to do cryptids for months.
True. Or something completely different. Candy. I was thinking because I was eating a Terry's chocolate orange.
That's like doing a perfume commercial. It's just weird because you can't.
Everybody knows these though, and I was like, Terry's chocolate orange. They're definitely one of the best.
Yeah, but that's an English thing.
It's going to be international. It's an international blood fest.
Let's get out of here.
Here we go.
Guys,
thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for listening to me.
We should have a sign off or something.
To me, we do have a sign off. It's after this.
What? Oh no, like how we end every episode.
You've just
like a
been
catchphrase.
loved.
Okay, you've just been loved. Oh, it was I'll be in your ear holes next week.
No, get out. Love you guys.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to my voice.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening.